Alright everyone, welcome back for another devlog for my dream game, MMORPG, Magickness. Disclaimer, Magickness will be 18 plus only. Now, when we left off, we were inside Unreal Engine, and we're trying to situate the point of view, field of view, for the camera preview. So here in this log, we're going to go under the hood a little bit and take a look at how I work with Claude. So dropped in a screenshot, put in my prompt, and now we have some additional instructions. So we're actually going to go into the code. We're going to find this block. That's the right one. Need to be in appearance type H. So all this infrastructure you're seeing over here, all this entire code base, I built with the assistance of Claude. Claude cranks out all this beautiful code. I test it, make sure it works, and it's dope. I love it. Alright. Now, there's 5 of these things that we're in here. QF camera view preset. So we're replacing it with this block. Are adding this 379. Sometimes it's not correct with the line value, but it has been lately. So boom rotation. All right, boom rotation. Look like we want this block right here. Um, I'll leave the comments. So it has closing brackets. We have closing brackets. Just bloop, pop that in there. Now, oftentimes what happens is it'll indent unnecessarily. Looks good. Oops, wrong one. Only one of these. Taking this. Adding it to here. double checking, making sure we're not duplicating stuff. Right there. Now, if I would have found this too difficult, I could just tell it to output the full files because it has them. So I feel like if you already had the full files, all it has to do is copy, paste, edit, and then re-upload. Like sometimes it'd be acting like it has to do all this work, like it has to crank out all these files. Like nah, just copy paste like I do. I'll put the whole thing back so I can just copy paste. But I don't mind picking through because this is a learning experience, so I don't mind doing stuff like this. After these existing lines that set, it's in preview actor. And now. Preview actor what? CPP, just in there. Focus on face. Alright. Oh, focus on body function. Focus on body. So after those, go in hell. Body. And go and do the same thing for focus on face. Snap camera to body. Focus on face function. Kerplunk. Okay, snap camera to body and set blah 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 blah. Oops. Copy. Go down here. So what was it saying? Lerp. Like, I feel like I read what lerp means. Pretty sure it means like skip over or something. I don't remember what lerp means. But, alright, so it says after snapping distance, height, blah, blah, so the same thing as last time, right here. Worst case scenario, it's incorrect, and I'll just tell it to, like, you do it. You do it. Let's see. This is gonna be, looks like we're gonna go over a little bit. Snap camera body. Why didn't I just use that? I want this. Snap camera to face. Update camera transition. So here's where you gotta kind of like scan it line by line. Looks like the whole function. Okay, looks like it's the whole function. That statement at the bottom there. False. Okay, and then there's log. So what's that log? Is that looks like it's the same thing. See, and. Oh, okay. So, like, there's only one line difference. That one. And grab this. We still have our, whatchamacallit there, log. Yeah, what are you talking about? Where do you see? Okay, there's that. Oh, no additional code needed. Be doing that. Leave FOV at 0. Okay, so this is going to be added to the appearance data blueprint, but we don't need to mess with it because we hard coded it all. So now we did that. So save. Now what I do next is so we edited headers and C++. So we're going to go in here, go to rebuild solution. Because the way I've learned that it's kind of structured, it's like a hierarchy. So the headers is a top hierarchy, and the C++ files are a lower hierarchy, and they're like hooked into each other. So whenever you make a change to a header, you want to do the rebuild solution. When you're just doing the C++, you can do the quicker build solution. And when you add a file, you want to close out of this, and you do generate, so it rebuilds the index. There we go. It's like an index hierarchy, indexable hierarchy. Now we'll regenerate the list, files, and then you open this, and then you do rebuild solution, and that rebuilds the file base again, but for it to be accessed by Unreal Engine. So it's a process. But I'm feeling like I'm definitely intermediate level developer now. I've come a long way from just being the beginner. Got some college under my belt, got a handful of tutorials under my belt, but now I have AI as a tool. So this is what failed in the character preview, CPP. So we're going to copy this, drop this here, and let's see, we're also going to take a look at what failed. We're going to feed that into our buddy here. Swap these around. That's why. So we have BFOV here in the CCP, but it's not declared in the header. So did it tell us to put that in there? Target for head target FOV. BFOV. This is an H. 389. Alright, whatever. We could take a screenshot, but that's what I'm using to record this. So, we're just going to... Okay, it's looking at what I have uploaded, but I haven't uploaded the changes. So that's the old code. There we go. So, plump. And where are we looking for this at again? Okay. So it kept our log this time. Perfect. This should do it. Yep. Save it. All right. So we're at 20 minutes. That's double our usual time. Gonna rebuild this. and continue working, and I will in a good spot for our next devlog. Let's see. As you can see why this would take like hours and hours and hours, but it's addicting. Because once you get going and you start building stuff and it starts working, you're like, this could be something. So again, thank you for tuning in. Do your thing. Hit the like, subscribe button. And as always, we're going to keep building up from here. And it's going to be magical.